Good evening and welcome to 365 Language Planet. This is Let's Speak English and Nihongo, episode 21. The theme of this episode is the Language Study Club. What is the Language Study Club? It's a new live stream to make learning and using languages easier and more fun. 言語の学習と使用をもっと簡単にもっと楽しくする新しいライブストリームです。In this live stream, we can study any language we want. このライブストリームでは好きな言語を勉強できます。The first step is to write a sentence you want to study in the chat or in the comments. 最初のステップはチャットまたはコメントに勉強したい文章を書くことです。The next step is to make and write new sentences by changing the original sentence. 次のステップは元の文を変更して新しい文を作成し書くことです。We can make and write as many sentences as we want. 好きなだけ文章を作って書くことができます。The first Language Study Club live stream will be tomorrow, June 2nd at 9 p.m. Japan Standard Time. 最初の Language Study Club ライブストリームは6月2日午後9時に行われます。Now, let's talk about the theme of this episode, which is the Language Study Club. But before we start, let's look at last month's 365 Language Galaxies, Stars, and Planets. Last month, we had 5 galaxies: Takanona, K-Workshop, A-Hybridge, Hiroti, and Kan Mama. Way to go. And 3 stars, Charming, Takesh, and Hiromi Okada. Nice job. And 3 planets, Y.O., Tetsuro, and Grandma K. Good job. If you want to become a 365 Language Planet, all you need to do is share an idea in the chat or in the comments. So, let's begin. 始めましょう. The first question of tonight's show is, what languages do you want to study tomorrow? I'll start the timer. So you have 4 minutes. What languages do you want to study tomorrow? 明日は何の言語を勉強したいですか? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください。What languages do you want to study tomorrow? Well, for me, I want to study Spanish and Japanese and Italian and German. How about you? What languages do you want to study tomorrow? Please let me know in the chat or in the comments. All right, Charming. Thank you for joining tonight's show. Charming says, I want to study Italian tomorrow. Me too. All right. Kan Mama, thank you for joining tonight's show too. See, you want to study English. That's great. All right. I'm going to try to fix the chat box. Okay, Hiro T says, I want to study English. That's great. Thank you for joining tonight's show, Hiro T. So far we got 1 Italian, 1 English, and 2 English. That's great. Very nice. Here we go. Watashi wa Deutsch go, Nihongo, スペイン語と Italigo? Oh, Okay, YO says, I want to study English tomorrow. That's great. Thank you for joining tonight's show. Takanona says, I want to study French tomorrow. That's great. Thank you for joining tonight's show, Takanona. And I do not know how to write Italian and Japanese. All right, A Hybrid says, I want to study English tomorrow. That's great. Thank you very much for joining tonight's show, and congratulations on becoming a 365 language galaxy. Nice job. Okay, so how do you say Italian in Japanese? Italian. Italiago. All right, so イタリア語も勉強したいです。Like charming. This is very exciting. Anyone else? What languages do you want to study tomorrow? Please let me know in the chat or in the comments. You can always add, maybe like, I might want to study French tomorrow too, like Takanona. Or who knows, any language is okay. I have some students who are studying Chinese. So maybe, some people might want to study Chinese tomorrow or Vietnamese. But yeah, any language is okay. All right, let's move on to the next section. So now, please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. 今、チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります。All right, so you can write a new question in the chat or in the comments. If you want to, you can just change my question. Like, for example, what do you want to do tomorrow? What books do you want to read tomorrow? Anything's okay. And you could ask me a question about the language study club, or anything's fine. Okay, Charming says, what kind of food do you want to eat tomorrow morning? Great question. I'm not going to eat any food tomorrow morning. I'll probably just drink, I'll drink this, my original Bacardi Sweat super light drink, and then I'll have some coffee. How about you, Charming? What do you want? What kind of food do you want to eat tomorrow morning? Let me know in the chat. As always, you can write any kind of question is okay. Charming's question was perfect. What kind of food do you want to eat tomorrow morning? Great job using morning, like time of day. So that's great. All right, Hiro T says, what languages are you most interested in? Great question. That's a tough question because I'm interested in every language I'm studying now. How about you, Hiro T? What languages are you most interested in? Please let me know in the chat. All right, Takanona says, do you prefer speaking Spanish or German? Great question. I would say I I've studied Spanish a lot longer than I've studied German, so I'm definitely more comfortable speaking German than Spanish. How about you, Takanono? What language are you? What language do you prefer to speak? Charming says, I want to eat Japanese style food. Example, rice, miso soup, natto, baked fish, and coffee. Sounds like a wonderful breakfast. Yeah, that sounds like you have a lot of energy. That's great, Charming. If you're just joining tonight's show, please feel free to write a question in the chat or in the comments. Any kind of question is okay. If this is your first time to join the show, you are welcome to ask a question. So anything is okay. All right, Kan Mama says, have you studied Korean before? Great question. I haven't really. I've looked a little bit at Korean, but I haven't studied Korean yet, but maybe I should. You know, it's so near Japan. That would probably be really great to study, and because I love kimchi now and yakiniku. So, anyways, great idea, Kan Mama. Nice job. Okay, well now let's move on to the second question of tonight's show, which is, I often find new sentences to study on Duolingo. How about you? 日本語で Duolingo で勉強できる新しい文章をよく見つけます。あなたはどうですか? So, please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. You have 4 minutes. So, I often find new sentences to study on Duolingo. How about you? Duolingo で勉強できる新しい文章をよく見つけます。あなたはどうですか? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. Not just Duolingo. I do have some other books as well. All right, Charming says, me too. I often find new sentences on Duolingo. That's great. I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, it's very useful. I love it. I can't find I have a textbook for learning German that I sometimes find new sentences to study in that textbook. And I got a NHK NHK kind of monthly magazine for learning Spanish that had some nice sentences in it to study. But how about you? Do you find new sentences to study? If you do, please let me know in the chat or in the comments. Where do you find new sentences to study? Hopefully, maybe sometimes from your teacher, like me. I hope that'd be nice. But, many places. Could be from your teacher, could be from your textbook, could be from... Some people use AI nowadays, or Chat GPT. It's a good place to find new sentences to study too. But, for the language study club, this is very important. You need to find or make. You can make new sentences to study as well. But if you have an idea, please let me know in the chat or in the comments. If you're just joining the show, please, you are welcome to share your ideas in the chat. Hiroti says, I'm not a good student. I haven't used Duolingo much lately. No problem, Hiroti. Great. That's a very nice sentence. And yeah, as I said, you might have learned some new sentences from your teacher recently. So maybe you can use the sentences that you've learned from your teacher, um, which is great. Because especially if you have a native teacher who likes to teach interesting phrases. It's a those phrases might be very useful to study. And recently I taught one of my classes the phrase taco tariffs, which is a very interesting way to describe Donald Trump's tariffs. So anyways, that might be fun, to use in a practice time. Okay, great job, everyone. Good work. If you're still typing, please continue, and you can share your ideas anytime during the show. Okay, so now please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. 今、チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください. You have 4 minutes. Okay, so Takanona says, I can find words on Duolingo that I don't normally use. That's great. Yes, sometimes me too, in Japanese. A hybrid says, I often find new sentence on Duolingo too. That's great. All right, Grandma K, thank you for joining tonight's show. Says, some tutors of the online lesson teach me real English. Okay, that's great. And when you learn, real English or, interesting phrases, it's a good way to remember the interesting phrase is to share it with other people and enjoy using language. So that's great. Great to hear. All right, so now you can write a new question in the chat or in the comments. 今、チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書けます。If anyone's interested in what I'm drinking tonight, it is Bacardi Sweat. Very diluted Bacardi Sweat. Recently, I only used maybe about 15%, I guess, of the the usual amount to mix with my water. But yeah, please now, if I hope you write a new question in the chat or in the comments. 今、チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。何でもいいです。Anything is okay. Might be an interesting question. Might be what is a taco tariff? And it's a expression about Donald Trump's tariffs. Anyways, let's enjoy. And so if you don't enjoy talking about Trump, any topic is okay. I have a question. Konya wa nani ka nonde imasu ka? 今夜は何か飲んでいますか? Alright, Takanona says, I sometimes forget what I've learned on Duolingo. How about you? Yeah, me too. But it's okay, you don't have to remember everything in the language. But if you forget and then you try to remember and you can't remember, maybe that's a very important vocabulary that you should study. Lyle says, I often find new recipes to cook online. How about you? That's great. Not me, but my wife sometimes. Mama says, which character do you like on Duolingo? Great question. Hiroti says, I've been using Anki app lately, and it's very helpful. How about you? That's great. So about the character, right now I can't remember the characters' names, but I usually do, and there's a lot of characters I like. How about you, Mama? And yeah, I just mostly Duolingo and Google Translate for me, but maybe I should try Anki app again. Okay, great job. Nice ideas. Let's move on to the last question of tonight's show. This is kind of an interesting question, I think. Would you rather join a language study club live stream at 9 a.m. or 9 p.m.? Grandma K says, what was the reason you started studying German and Spanish? Great question. So I started studying Spanish because I was curious to start learning a new language. I've studied Japanese a long time, and I was born in the U.S., so I studied English in schools, all my life too. And so I thought, it'd be interesting at this time in my life to try learning a new language. So I chose Spanish first, and then I think, English and German are kind of related, and so I wanted to study German too, eventually. Great question, Grandma K. So, 日本語で午前9時または午後9時の Language Study Club ライブストリームに参加したいですか? 参加したいですか? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. You have 4 minutes. It's a long time. Would you rather join a language study club live stream at 9 a.m. or 9 p.m.? Please let me know in the chat or in the comments. 午前9時または午後9時の Language Study Club ライブストリームに参加したいですか? チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. My image is that maybe for most people 9 p.m. is better. But I don't know, maybe for some people 9 a.m. is better. Or maybe 8:30 p.m. is the best. So if 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. is not good for you, I would say maybe what time is the best for you? I feel like for me, maybe I can study at 9 a.m. in the morning, and maybe I can study at 9 p.m. Sometimes I can't study at 8:30. Sometimes I'm busy at 8:30 p.m. And so it's a little tough. And then I know sometimes I can study in the afternoon, but I guess most people are busy in the afternoon. So, what do you think? Would you rather join a language study club live stream at 9 a.m. or 9 p.m.? 。 All right, Mama says 9 p.m. is good for me. Nice. Takanona says I work at 9 a.m., so 9 p.m. would be better. Very logical. I know, I think for a lot of people, either work at 9 a.m. or, they're kind of busy. But for some people, it's kind of like me. I usually don't start work until 10 a.m. And so sometimes 9 a.m. is possible. Yeah, seems like 9 p.m. is the best. How about you? Would you rather join a language study club live stream at 9 a.m. or 9 p.m.? One thing I'm a little bit concerned about how tired I'll be. But if I rest well and maybe if I drink super Bacardi Sweat Light instead of alcohol drinks, I might have lots of energy. It's possible. What do you think? Would you rather join a language study club live stream at 9 a.m. or 9 p.m.? 午前9時または午後9時の Language Study Club ライブストリームに参加したいですか？どっちどっちがいいですか？どちらがいい？ All right, well, everyone said 9 p.m. 9 p.m. must be the best time. Okay, so in the last section of tonight's show, please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. You have 4 minutes. チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。As always, you can make a question by changing my question. Maybe like, would you rather... let's see, what would be a good question? Using would you rather? Grandma K says, I'm a night owl, so 9 p.m. Wow. Yeah, yes. I'm not surprised. 9 p.m. is best for you. Yeah, 9 p.m. I think 9 p.m. is a good time. So I'm very excited. I think I'll try. Just the only problem for me is that sometimes I'm a night owl and sometimes I'm very tired. I think it depends on how much I drink. Tonight, I'm drinking Bacardi super light, so I'm not so tired, but we shall see. All right, so if you have a chance, if you have the power, please try to write a new question in the chat or in the comments. All right, Charmin says 9 p.m. please. Okay, everyone loves 9 p.m. All right, we will try 9 p.m. tomorrow. Tomorrow's the first one. And we'll see. I want to study more. I want to I think the language study club will make it easier to study than studying by, like for me, studying by myself can be quite challenging. So if we study together, I think we can enjoy language learning and using more. All right, so does anyone have a question? If you have a question, please write it in the chat or in the comments. All right, Grandma K says, what do you do when you're tired? Great question. Well, I usually do two things. One, I look at my phone. Sometimes I look at my phone, but I'm trying to train myself to stop looking at my phone, and instead of looking at my phone, lay down in bed, take a rest. Or, if I'm on the train, just close my eyes and rest. So I'm trying to train myself to, like, when I feel tired, either lay down or close my eyes. How about you, Grandma Kay? What do you do when you're tired? Great question. And that's another question you could use with would you rather? Like maybe, would you rather watch a TV show or close your eyes and rest when you are tired? Tough question. Sometimes because some TV shows are so exciting and so fun. Even if you're tired, it's kind of fun to watch. All right. Well, only 5 seconds left. Okay. Well, all right. Hiroti's got a question. Would you rather very hot summer or a very cold winter? Great question. I would just add like, would you rather have a very hot summer or a very cold winter? And yeah, my answer is I'd rather have a very cold winter because I don't feel like I'm gonna die from the cold, but sometimes the heat, I feel like, oh, I'm almost about to die. How about you, Hiroti? Takanona says, would you rather speak Italian or Spanish? Great question. I only know a very little amount of Spanish, and so I would definitely rather speak, I only know a little bit of Italian, so I would rather speak Spanish. But someday, I love Italian too. It has a very interesting sound. Okay, YO says, would you rather drink soft drinks or alcohol drinks? Great question. I'd rather join it at 9 p.m. Great question. I like both. And I know I'm trying to drink Bacardi super light. Not super dry. So I like both. How about you, YO? Okay, and thank you for letting me know. 9 p.m. is best for you. Okay. Well, that's the end of tonight's show. Thank you so much for studying English and Japanese with me tonight. Tomorrow, I'm going to do the first Language Study Club live stream at 9 p.m. Japan Standard Time. So we shall see how that goes. My pleasure, Charming. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Hope you have a great night, too. If you haven't already, please subscribe and give the show a big thumbs up. I hope everyone has a great night. It was so fun studying with you, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Okay, so have a good night. Till next time. また近いうちに